This is your morning boost, recorded in the FowardED Network studios. A weekly spark for educators and school leaders ready to lead, teach, and live with greater intention. This is your morning boost.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to your morning boost. Happy Wednesday if you're listening to this on the release day. If not, happy whatever day it is for you today. But just thank you for joining us again. You know, last week we talked about something that's been stuck in my head ever since I recorded it. We talked about how our procedures teach people how to behave. Every process, every routine, every approval, every meeting, they're all teaching us something. This week, I want to take that idea one step further. What if our systems aren't just teaching people how to work? What if they're teaching people how to lead? Have you ever had one of those days where it just feels like everyone just needs 30 seconds of our time? Someone catches you in the hallway with a quick question, an email pops into your inbox asking for approval, your phone rings, someone knocks on your door. Everybody just says, "Hey, do you just have 1 minute?" And before you know it, it's lunchtime and you've answered 50 questions. And somehow you haven't touched the one thing that you planned to accomplish that morning. We've all had those days. And honestly, there are days when that's exactly what leadership requires. People need us. That's why we're here. But the question that's been bouncing around in my head is that how many of those questions actually needed to come to us? Or have we unintentionally taught people that we are their answer to everything? I don't think most leaders become bottlenecks because they crave control. I really don't think so. I think we become bottlenecks because we genuinely care. We want to help. We want to remove obstacles. We want people to know that we are available. And those are all good instincts, but every time we immediately solve someone else's problem, we are teaching something. We're teaching them where the answer lies.
This segment is sponsored by Grunmeyer Leader Services. Since 2013, GLS has been a trusted partner for school districts across the Midwest, specializing in executive recruitment and leadership support. They believe that great schools start with great leaders, and they are here to help you find the perfect fit for your district. Transform your school's future with the right leader. Visit GrunmeyerLeaderSearch.com to learn more. Grunmeyer Leader Services, transforming education one leader at a time.
Let's build on that idea. Imagine a parent emails the principal with a classroom concern. The principal responds immediately. The issue gets resolved. Everybody's happy. The next time something comes up, who does that parent email? They're going to email the principal again. Not because the classroom teacher wasn't capable, or not even because the parent was trying to bypass anyone. They're doing it because the system quietly taught them where the answers come from. The same thing happens inside our leadership teams. Every unusual situation gets elevated. Every exception gets pushed up the organizational chart. Every difficult decision waits for somebody that's higher. And eventually, building leaders stop making decisions on their own. And it's not because we lack the ability, it's because we've unintentionally taught them that that's how decisions get made around here. And that's what I mean by when I say that we become the bottleneck. It's not because we want control, it's because we care enough to keep helping. One of the hardest lessons that I've learned in leadership over these years is that the quickest answer isn't always the best answer. Sometimes the better response is another question. What do you think? Or how would you handle it? Maybe it's, what options have you already considered? Or here's my favorite, tell me what you recommend. Those aren't ways of avoiding the conversation. They're coaching questions. They communicate trust. They tell people that I believe you are capable of thinking this through. And then something interesting begins to happen. Instead of bringing you questions, people start to bring you recommendations. Instead of saying, what should I do? They begin saying, here's what I'm thinking. Am I on the right track? That is a completely different conversation because now we are developing a leader instead of simply solving a problem.
Are you ready to transform your school or classroom? Join hosts Adam and Jim on Control Shift Lead, the monthly podcast on the FowardED Network. Every episode, they bring in top educators from across the United States to deliver 3 game-changing insights: something you can control in your work, something that will shift your thinking, and something you can use to lead tomorrow. Don't just manage, lead. Subscribe to Control Shift Lead today.
Now, I want to be clear, there are absolutely decisions that belong with us as leaders. Legal issues, student safety, personnel matters. Sometimes responsibilities simply come with the chair we sit in. But I wonder how many decisions don't. How many questions could stay closer to students? How many opportunities are we unintentionally taking away from someone else who's ready to grow? One of my favorite leadership reminders is incredibly simple. Only do what only you can do. Think about that for a minute. If you're spending your day answering questions that somebody else is fully capable of answering, you're probably spending less time on the work that actually requires your leadership. And you're also taking away an opportunity for someone else to grow. One thing I've noticed over the years is that confident leaders usually weren't born confident. Someone trusted them. Somebody gave them the room to make decisions. And honestly, somebody let them make a mistake, coached them through it, and then trusted them again. That's how confidence grows. Not by watching someone else make every decision, by making a few yourself. So here's something I'd encourage you to pay attention to this week. Listen to the questions people bring you. Not because the questions are the problem, but listen for the questions they aren't even trying to answer on their own anymore. Those questions tell us something about the system we've created. Leadership isn't always about becoming the person with all the answers. Sometimes our best leadership happens when we help other people discover that they already have more answers than they realize. Because if our staff has to wait for us before they can move forward, eventually our entire organization begins moving at the speed of one person. That's not a people problem. That's a systems problem. And here's the thought I hope you'll carry with you this week. Every time we choose to coach instead of simply answer, we are telling someone we believe they are capable. That may be one of the most powerful messages that we ever communicate as leaders. Not because we solved today's problem, but because we helped someone become more confident solving tomorrow's. Have a great week, boosters. We'll talk with you again next time.
That's your morning boost from AWB Education and Media. If this episode helped you reset your thinking or take your next step forward, share it with a colleague. And don't forget to subscribe so your next boost is ready when you need it. Keep showing up with intention. Keep moving forward, and we'll see you next time.